Hi guys, today I'm going to do a different kind of video and I'm interested to see whether you guys like this format, because if you do, I could probably do them every month or so with other products. So let me know if you do like this idea. But basically I'm going to show you new products that are available, or products that have been recently launched, products that are about to launch. Generally I will review almost everything that I get, but there's still quite a few things I suppose that actually never make it to a blog or a video review. And so if I show you the products as I get them, then I can show you what is available, and as and when I've tried them, or if I've tried them, then I'll tell you what I think. But otherwise it's just kind of like a what is new in beauty kind of video. So let me know how you like this kind of video. It's, I suppose, kind of in the same format as a haul, but some of these products were sent to me and some of them I bought for myself. So I'm going to dig right in and I'm going to start with skincare. The first products I have here are from Clean & Clear. I have the Advantage Clear and Soothe Daily Scrub and the Advantage Clear and Soothe Foaming Wash. Now I actually haven't used these, mainly because I stopped using foaming washes after Caroline Hirons, I think, told everyone how terrible they were. Now I wouldn't say that I'll never use these again. I think if I was having a really bad skin time and I was you know, if I had a lot of breakouts and stuff, I would probably reach for something like this to try and strip my skin just maybe once or twice before I go back to my balms and oils and things like that. The Advantage Clear and Soothe Daily Scrub, again, not something I've used yet because I have been using chemical exfoliants rather than manual exfoliants, and this is kind of a scrub. However, occasionally I do still want that proper scrubby clean feeling, and that's probably when I would go to use these products. But like I say, they're quite new on the market. They, I think, maybe launched this month, if not the end of last month. So if you're into that kind of thing, and I'm a big fan of Clean & Clear in general, then they are available. I just wanted to kind of quickly mention, this is not new, but relatively recently, Soap & Glory rebranded all of their products and they brought out new packaging. So you may recognise Peaches and Clean like this, or you may recognise it like this. And lots of people have asked, since they've redone everything, whether or not I still liked it. And I think it's identical. Some people said it was more for less, if you know what I mean. This is now £8, this was £7, but because of the bottle, this is actually the same. They are both 200 mils. So you get the same product. I know this looks smaller, but you get the same amount of product. Yes, this is slightly more expensive, but I'm willing to pay the £8 because I love it. And yeah, I think it's basically the same thing, identical, just repackaged. Because some people did say it didn't work the same, but for me it feels like the same thing. So I thought that was worth mentioning. Lastly for skincare is the new Skin Perfection range from L'Oreal, which I am completely obsessed with. This is so, so nice. I must admit, I tried it. They sent it to me and I tried it and I thought, wow, it feels so velvety on the skin. I've got the serum and the night cream. I think it's a night cream. Oh no, it's not, it's a day cream. I generally just use moisturisers, like proper moisturisers at night time. I use something very thin during the day because my skin is quite oily. Correcting day moisturiser. Well, as I've mentioned before, I would generally, if you have got very oily skin, I would generally use a day moisturiser, providing it doesn't have SPF, which to be quite honest, I'm not sure whether or not this does. By the by, they feel amazing on the skin, and I was like, yes, this is really cool. I really like the way that it's making my skin feel, and it really softened everything, and I don't know, I don't know if it's just kind of it makes you feel like it's doing something, so you think it's doing something, or it really is changing something in your skin, but I really liked them. And then I went to Boots or something, and I saw them on the side, and they are so expensive. I think they're kind of on par with the Youth Code range. I think the serum's £20 and the cream is £15. Yes, I like them, but I think they're expensive for the brand. Moving on to hair care, I'll start with another very expensive product. This was actually given to me in a goodie bag when I went to a Manchester event recently, and you may have seen this in other videos, I don't know. I'd never heard of the brand Show before. It's a new brand. They're available in places like Harvey Nichols, Harrods, you know, that kind of shop. So I was looking at the products and thinking, oh wow, they look really pretty, you know. The packaging is amazing. You're just gonna like die when you see this packaging. Yes, it's rose gold glass. It's just the most beautiful bottle I've ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, it feels luxurious, but this is something like £35. I will link everything below where you can buy it and how much everything is. I'll link it in a blog post, but it was so expensive, and the dry shampoo was a pretty much similar price. I mean, they had like oils and things that if you're into hair care, you might splurge on something like that. But I would never spend, the one that I've got, I didn't even mention, is a thickening lotion. And I have used it once, and it was nice, and it smells okay. But there's no way on this earth would I ever spend that money on thickening lotion. I just wouldn't. And absolutely never on dry shampoo. Laura from Laura Loves Beauty X actually got the dry shampoo as a sample in her goodie bag. So I'm interested to see what she thinks of it, but there's no way it's worth that kind of money. But yeah, I wanted to mention that just because, again, it's available. Another product that's quite expensive, but I actually think it's almost worth the money, is this from Colour Wow. Colour Wow is kind of a mid-range to high-range, mid-range to high-end hair care company. And a lot of their products were kind of, they're not that great. However, this is pretty cool. It's a hair powder, and the idea is like a root touch-up. So if you've got kind of greys to get rid of or just dark roots, this is kind of a golden, yellowy, I suppose, coloured powder. I don't know why I'm doing this because you can't see it. You definitely can't see it from here. But I did do a review of this, and I'll link it below because I did use it when my hair was blonder. I did use it on my roots to show the difference, and I think the difference was amazing. I think that if you are someone that touches up your roots kind of every 6 weeks and it's costing you a fortune, this could definitely go away to trying to maybe get you another couple of weeks before going back to the hairdressers, in which case it's worth its weight in gold. Gold, get it? A bit of a strange hair product that I have here is from L'Oreal, and it's called Steam Pod. I'm not entirely sure what this does. It says, directions for use: apply product from roots to ends, section by section, to shampooed and towel dried hair. Rough dry before applying serum, straightening the hair using the Steam Pod. Right, okay, so Steam Pod must be a hair straightener. That's strange. Okay, can anybody else remember the first straighteners, like the first hair straighteners? They were Babyliss and stuff, and they had steam things in them. They made my hair uber frizzy. I don't know if this is going to work. Right, okay, so I'm assuming that the Steam Pod is a hair straightener, and this is kind of a line of products that goes with it. Does anybody know? If anybody knows, leave me a comment below. But that is the first that I'm hearing of Steam Pod. This again was something that was in our goodie bag from the Manchester meetup. So yeah, interesting, and if there is a new kind of hair straightener out there, I'm definitely going to want to try it. Next is a product from Organic Surge, and I haven't used this yet, but I've seen really good reviews, and I don't think I've ever been massively disappointed by an Organic Surge product. But this is the 2-minute moisture mask for dull, dry or frizzy hair. Let me see what it smells like. It doesn't smell like much. A little bit almondy. Oh, coconut. Coconut is what it smells like. Pure coconut oil and plant extracts. I often think when something says it's got pure something oil in it, why aren't we just using that oil? I don't know. But I generally like Organic Surge products, and this is a new one from them. And lastly, in hair, I have some minis. If you are familiar with the Charles Worthington Salon at Home range, well, Charles Worthington have always done something called takeaways, which were their hair products basically in miniature form. And this is something I'm very familiar with. You do shampoos and conditioners for years, since I was a kid. They've done things like this. So I was familiar with this anyway. And then they've done the Salon at Home range. So they've got Strengthen and Repair shampoo and conditioner. And one of the things that I thought was a really good deal was this. It's the Strengthen Repair Split Ends Binder. And although it's a miniature, because of the kind of product that it is, you just use a tiny amount, and especially with my short hair now, I've only got hair to about there now, because I had it cut. But especially if you haven't got super long hair, I think that this would work really, really well. And it's just kind of, rather than the shampoo and conditioner, which you'll only maybe get 1 or 2 uses out of, something like this could probably last you quite a while. And if you don't want to spend a fortune on something, but you'd like a nicer product, it's a nice way of purchasing it. These products are kind of a bit of an ad hoc, because they don't really fit into another category apart from maybe skincare, but they are Little White Lie, and they are new tanning products from Make Believe. I've never used anything else from Make Believe, and I haven't used these yet, but generally they're supposed to be kind of lighter tans. So I'm very interested to try them, because I'm big on kind of subtle tan, because I am quite pale, although my cocoa brown tan, I just bought some more, and I'll do a haul video for you. I'll be filming after this one, from Feel Unique and from Fragrance Direct, which was a big haul for very little money. I can't wait to show you guys what I got. But I have a tanning spray with argan oil, interesting, and a wash off tan. So this one's probably something, this instant colour, you've got an actual colour that you can see. Whereas this one, I can't see being very easy to see where you've put it, because you just spray it on and it's clear. So I can see this getting really patchy and being a little bit of a, You could have got it on your bed sheets and you won't know until the next day, and that's a bit more dangerous, whereas this, I'm always interested in something that I can just kind of pop on my legs and wash off at night time. Something else that doesn't really fit into a category is eye white, and this is something that I didn't review, but I kind of mentioned on my blog that I was trying, and I wanted to show you guys before I used them. Well, I used them once, but I wanted to show you guys while I still had some left because I wanted to show you what it is inside it. So eye white is a teeth whitening kit, and you get a 5-day course, and they are pre-filled trays, which I think are quite interesting because the trays, you basically already got the gel inside them, and then put it into your mouth, you know, top and bottom, leave it for 20 minutes or so, and after 5 days of doing that, supposedly you'll have whiter teeth. Now, I haven't done the full course yet, I've just tried one, but these are quite interesting. I think they're around £20, you can get them from Boots, but it's just a new thing that we've got in the UK, because I know that everyone's big on the Crest white strips over in the US, but we don't have a lot of teeth whitening at home products other than toothpaste and stuff like that. So this was interesting and I wanted to show you. Moving into makeup, which I have most of, I'm going to start with the nail polish that I'm wearing right now, and this has been a little bit disappointing, I have to say. It's the Nails Inc Gel Effect Polish. This is brand new. The one that I have is St. James, and it's just a red. Now, I put this on last night with a view to filming this video today, and I knew that you guys were obviously going to want to see the nail polish. I've been for a walk this morning. I haven't done any kind of manual labour. I haven't washed the pots or anything. Haven't really even cleaned anything. I've just been sitting and blogging this morning, taking some pictures and stuff, but nothing heavy with my hands, and they've chipped really badly. One of them's actually chipped in the middle of my thumb. I don't think it's ever happened to me before. So, although this is probably the best product that I found that is shiny, because it's obviously gel, it was a really, really nice application. Probably opaque after one coat, but I like to go in with two just in case. Although it left a really nice finish, it didn't last, so you still need your top coat, which kind of negates the gel effect. I can't get on board with the gel nail polishes because I need to have a top coat to help the nail polish last. And if it doesn't last, then what's the point? So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about gel nail polish in general, but this was a nice formula. I just still would use a top coat anyway. A new product from Vivo, and it's their Shimmer Block. I have two of the colours here. I have Fully Loaded and Shimmer and Spice, and Shimmer and Spice seems like a little bit more autumn, winter, and Fully Loaded would be a really nice kind of summery glow for your cheeks. They're a lot like the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks, really, in that they've got all the different colours that you could use separately as eyeshadows or something, or you could swirl together and use on your cheeks, but I like that idea. MUA, they have got these kind of chubby sticks for eyes, their equivalent, and it's called Colour Blast Eyeshadow Tint. And I actually don't hate these. I've used these a couple of times, and they are nice and creamy. They go on really, really nicely, and unlike, I don't like the Rimmel version. I really don't like those at all. I found those really patchy and streaky, and they just didn't go on very nicely at all. Whereas these go on really nice. They're really even, but they're just dry enough to stay. Because usually with a product like this, I would expect it to be so creamy that it just creases and just, you know, falls off your face basically. Whereas although it's MUA, it still does stick on there. So I'm really impressed with these. The shades that I have are Stay, strangely enough, Stay, which is this nude colour, and I have Unfaithful, which is this gunmetal colour. Some more new bits from L'Oreal were these liners. Now, lots of bloggers were sent these, and I thought this was a really cute little idea. They sent them in a little box, and it was all super liner, and it was all branded, and they had little slots in the foam in the box, and I just think that was a really cute little PR gift. And they all came together. Unfortunately, all but for the eyebrow pencil, I don't like these products. The Superliner Blackbuster is probably the one that you've heard most about because I've seen lots of adverts and things about this. But this is the one that I really, really dislike because it's so thick, it's like a big marker pen, and this is just not for me. It's a very, very thick line, and I find that because my eyes aren't super, super tight, maybe when I was 16 I might have found it easier to use, but it kind of drags across my eye and it doesn't give me a smooth line, and it's just not what I want to work with. I find it really difficult to work with felt tip liners to begin with, but this is definitely not for me. Another one that they have is the Superliner Perfect Slim, which is basically that, again, felt tip liner, but it's a little bit more flexible and a thinner tip. Now, although this is thinner, I still don't like it because it's a felt tip liner, and I feel like it does drag a lot across my eye. It doesn't give me a smooth line, and it just kind of gives this jagged effect. I don't know if it's, like I say, I don't know if it's just me that doesn't like this, but it doesn't work for me. And unfortunately, the Gelmatic version, which is like a pencil version, it's exactly the same thing. For me, unfortunately, those products were a bit of a miss just because how I prefer to use eyeliner, but the eyebrow pencil is very nice. It's a touch waxy for me, but I could get on board with it. I think I'm going to get the blonde one and see how it is, because I have brunette, which I was using for a little while actually. But it's dry enough to use, a little waxy, but not too much at all. You've got lots of colour with it. Like I say, it's dry enough to actually use. When I haven't got very much in the way of eyebrows, I don't want to press on really hard to get colour, and you can be quite light with this. And on the other end, it has a wax, which I wouldn't use. But if you do want to tame your brows, you could use the wax as well. And then obviously it has the little brush to brush through your eyebrows. But I think this is the star of the new Superliner collection, and that's the Brow Artist. So I would 100% recommend you try that, and I will be picking up the blonde one soon to see whether or not that's a little bit better for me for colour. Sleek released some new lip products recently, and they released the Matte Me and the Gloss Me. I actually got these a few months ago, but I think they only came out in August. The Gloss Me is not for me. It's too shimmery. I don't like the frosty finish. So yeah, not a big fan. And the Matte Me is absolutely incredible. The colour of this is amazing. I mean, it's like super, super duper neon. When you wear that on your lips, it's like pow, but it doesn't last 2 minutes. Unlike most matte products that I've tried, and this is Brink Pink, this particular colour, unlike most matte products that I've tried, which last, you know, a couple of sips of your drink or whatever, because it's matte and it generally does adhere to the lips a little bit better, this didn't at all. This was terrible. So I was really disappointed. I put it on and I kind of looked in the mirror 5 minutes later and it had completely gone from my bottom lip. So, and I've tried it a few times because I really, really persevered and wanted it to work, but it didn't. So that was really disappointing. The Mega Effects mascara from Avon. I know I've mentioned this before, and I've done some videos with it because I've had it for a couple of months, but this came out in September and it is awesome. Awesome. It's the weirdest thing ever. But basically you kind of put it onto your eyelashes like this instead of a regular brush. It's not kind of revolutionary in that it does something amazing for my eyelashes. It works for me really, really well because it is a rubber bristled brush. And the shape of it, everything works really well. But it's kind of, it makes you think differently about things. And I like the idea that someone's reinvented mascara, which has been just the same for so long. And I think it's really easy to put other people's mascara on with that because you can kind of get, it's just a little bit better angle for me. So yeah, I really like that. But had it been a different kind of brush, I might have hated it. Another thing from MUA is the Lash Boom mascara, while we're on mascara. And that, again, is a bristle brush, but I hate it. I really don't like it at all because it's got this big bulb at the end of it and I just can't get into where I want to get into, and I really didn't like the shape. So again, mascara is massive personal preference. I like the Avon one because it's so unique and different, but like I say, if it had a different brush, I might have hated it, and I really didn't like this one. Taylor Swift brought out a new perfume, which I'm not sure if I've mentioned yet, but it is called Taylor, so it's Taylor by Taylor Swift. This is the bottle, completely different to her other ones, and it smells exactly like Burberry. Do you remember the original Burberry scent? Maybe not. My mum used to wear it and probably still does. She used to wear it when I was a kid, and I had a bottle of it as well when I was a teenager. My friend really, really likes it, and this, it's identical. I don't know what it is exactly. When I reviewed it, which I'll try to remember to link below, I kind of went through all of the notes and kind of picked out the ones that they shared. But I don't see how it can be so similar. It's mad. But it's so similar. I'm not a big fan of the bottle. I really like this kind of milkshake style glass, but then I don't like this pattern and I don't like the fake pearls on it. I think if they just made it a glass with that top, it would have been a lot more sophisticated looking, but they kind of made it a little bit tacky. The perfume itself is lovely, but completely different to her other scents. So if you really like those sweet ones, you might not like this one. This is a little bit more mature. Lastly, I want to mention these, and they are from Physicians Formula. They're not the only two products that I have, and they're not new to Physicians Formula, but they kind of are a placeholder for the fact that Physicians Formula are looking to come to the UK. So if you haven't heard that already, I will link below my blog post where I mention that, and I will of course blog as soon as I know of any more information. They've sent some information out to bloggers, and they've sent some products out for us to review and kind of gauge the buzz and, you know, see how interested people are in the UK and where we would want to see them. I said obviously boots and potentially feel unique. That kind of website would fit well, I think. But if you've got any other ideas, then please leave them as a comment below and I can kind of feed that back to the brand. Really excited about that coming to the UK. Fingers crossed it is before Christmas. But that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I think it's interesting to see what is out there, because some of these products I will kind of go, I'm not that interested in, and I'll never talk about it again. Whereas some of you might be really interested in them. Like this, for example, was on my blog, but those of you that don't follow my blog may never have seen the review. So yeah, and it's also something that you can kind of see these products, you know that I have them, and if you want a review, you can ask for them. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.